Involving threats from terrorism and cybercrime to civil unrest and organized violence, stakeholders in Nigeria's security sector have come together to exchange ideas and chart a new path forward. At the center of the conversation is Target Search Global, an initiative driving the re-engineering of close protection operations in Nigeria.
What we're trying to do right now is to make sure that we have a security system in place whereby we can equally protect, support the police, support the Nigerian security architecture that we have today, and make sure that we do it the right way and we bring in new transformation that security is going through globally into Nigeria.
In a traditionally male-dominated field, women were encouraged to take active roles in close protection and security leadership.
People feel women can't actually do it. So when they see women come out in the security industry forum, they think and feel, a woman? I don't get. Don't sit there. Don't belittle yourself. Don't look down on yourself. Come out from your shell and accept and embrace this opportunity. It's cool to be a security personnel. When you work in the security industry, you understand more.
Beyond gender inclusion, the event provided a neutral platform for cross-sector collaboration, enabling dialogue between government agencies, law enforcement, the private sector, and civil society. The symposium also emphasized youth engagement through hands-on training and capacity building, equipping the next generation of security professionals.
We have more youths than any other population in the country, so youth have to get involved, especially when it comes to areas like cybersecurity and AI and all these things that's particularly tailored towards the youth. It, number one, gives us an advantage as a country, as a society, to be able to catch up and solve the many issues we have. So the youth have fresh ideas, they have fresh energy, and it's that fresh input within to the security architecture.
As threats continue to evolve, events like this mark an important step towards advancing safety and professionalism in Nigeria's close protection landscape. Zainab Akonde, TVC News, Lagos.
All right, joining us in the studio for this conversation is a global close protection analyst and CEO, Target Search Global, Femi Aratokun-Ale. Good morning.
Good morning for having me.
It's good to have you.
Good morning all for having me today.
Great, great. When we're talking close protection security, we're talking about persons, especially from the private sector. Some persons may not understand that, but then when you look at the issues we have as a country, we're looking for ways to bridge the gaps in our security space. How do they come in as you explain the matters of close protection security?
Okay, good morning Nigerians, and good morning for having me on your set today. Lovely studio, and congratulations for coming down here.
Thank you, thank you.
I want to say one thing first. I want to congratulate the President for at least recognizing the fact that we need to start changing the way security is actually handled in Nigeria today. It's far gone that the security architecture in Nigeria must change, but a lot of people are not really putting energy. Neither are they really giving concerns that what are the strategies, what are the things we need to really change when it comes to security in Nigeria. Close protection is not just close protection in the past. If you recall, if you remember very well, they used to call it bodyguards and all the rest, and you actually see loads of heavily built body shape and everything, but these days a lot of things are actually changing. Women are equally joining, and a lot of people are still asking the question, what exactly do they do? Sometimes in events, there is always this conflict of who is going to be who. The DSS, the police, the military, the civil defense, and many more. But there are certain rules of training, rules of engagement that many of them must go through. There are technicalities in regards to close protection that we need to do. But don't let us forget, close protection did not just originate probably from Europe or from the Western world. It started from Egypt, far back before BC or before Christ. But we neglected all this. Everybody just feel, oh, the Europeans or the wise brought in close protection. No, we own it. We are the real architecture of close protection, and we must do it. Remember during the days of our great-grandfathers, the Queen Aminat of the North, the Oduduwa and everybody, they are close protection officers. Even the hunters, they are close protection officers in their own reigns and realms. But are we actually looking at them that way? Now, let us reconfigure and let us redesign the way it's done. That's why we're putting trainings together in terms of how things should be done and the kind of ideas you need to have in place.
Can they bridge the gap that we see in our system?
Let me say, we are really bridging the gap, and that is why TSG Nigeria is actually, fronting and, advocating for more hostile security training program to equally accommodate and, gather synergy from different angles, from the police, from the military, the private sector, companies, that yes, we can do it. We know it. We can earn it. And that is why we're doing what we know how to do best today in terms of close protection in Nigeria and across board.
Is it that the Nigerian security architecture still doesn't trust the private sector to give this service that you give? And that's why we see a lot of VIPs go to the police to get police officers to do their close protection for them?
It's two different things. You are equally right, but at the same time, I will not blame the member of the public, and I will not blame the police as well. Until there is a complete synergy, which one of those things we did last week is re-engineering, and at the same time recognizing the fact that we have close protection in Nigeria. If you remember during the days of, when Arnold Schwarzenegger and so many American celebrities used to come to Nigeria, there has been certain sets of companies working alongside and protecting them from K-Square and all the rest like that. They are there. They are doing it. But the question is this: why can't they recognize the fact that we can do it far more better than what they think they know? Yes, they are in uniform. They have the assault rifles. But excuse me, we train with all this as well. It's only that the government is yet to now say, okay, private security companies will allow you to have firearms or carry arms or soft arms or sidearms and stuff. We can equally get that done. That is why we're putting different kind of training scenarios together to make it work. Even right as we speak, we're not even just calling it 3 days program or 5 days program. We're having it to be 21 days hostile environment program. That is, how do you survive the next 21 days in hostile situation and you come out alive with your VIP? Those are the kind of things we actually bring it together. Remember what happened last year? During the, what they call it, the Dirty December, there was a whole lot of crisis in terms of we're looking for security officers to accommodate foreigners and a lot of people coming into the country. Ojudioba as well, you see a lot of celebrities, they want to come in, and they don't only want to use the military or the police only, they want the private security sector to be part of it. So if they are not trained, how could you put such people to support or to protect people? It's going to be very dangerous. What about the drivers as well? You need tactical drivers that can actually maneuver along the road and understand the road. Not only the NURT, but we have serious private security trained drivers that can do it. But not just to do it, but equally with the current situation we have in Nigeria. Can they actually engage with firearms? Can they actually handle weapons? What kind of weapons do they need? What kind of training do they actually need to make all this work? This is where we are today, and I really want to say again to the president, thanks for at least bringing it to the light that, look, we need to change how things are done, and we're doing it.
Okay, but I'm going to go a little bit tough with my question.
That's
because we've seen that as a fantastic idea. You know, we see that some of them learn CPR, which is really great, because something can happen to your boss and you just have to help your boss at that point. But we've seen also the insecurity we experience in Nigeria. I want to ask you, and categorically I'm asking you, do you think that you all are capable? And that is the first question, first of all. Like, you're asking for firearms and all of that. If these are given, are they capable to fight with the insecurity? Because now you're saying that you want the government, you want to work together with the government. If given the opportunity, are you capable?
Well, let me put my name forward first. My name is Femi Aratokun-Ale. I am a trained security expert from the United Kingdom, and I've been trained in all these angles you just mentioned. CPR, self-defense, driving, firearms, weapons training, weapon familiarization, and understanding exactly what protection is all about is what we do. Do not let us forget, integrity is key. We do not compromise when it comes to operations, and this is where we are. Yes, people trained under TSG are fully and well capable of handling any situation we find ourselves in Nigeria or outside Nigeria. We are trained to that level, and we're ready to work with the government to make it happen as well.
When we say any situation, we've seen the rise of insecurity in Nigeria. We've seen the kinds of stories that we hear.
The highest thing you want to talk about is kidnapping. That is why we're talking about surviving hostile situation. The question is how can security survive hostile situation? It has to boil down to so many things. We're not just training, we're equally engaging with the CLTC, that is Citizenship and Leadership Training Center, to give us a platform whereby we can actually deliver hostile training program, playground scenario, and a whole lot of things with the kind of materials we have. From understanding what the bulletproof is, the level of bulletproof that they should use, the kind of bulletproof they need to use, and what velocity of weapons are actually hitting the bulletproof we're talking about. All these are part of the things we train about. Not even neglecting the part we just mentioned, the CPR. Yeah. CPR is key because we are equally collaborating with Red Cross and other sister agencies that understand what medical is all about. Before ambulance and everything comes in, we are there. We are the first aid, we are everything, all trained to make it happen.
So what you're saying, it's a holistic training.
A complete pack training program that 7 days cannot even do it. 5 days cannot even do it. I have tried 10 days before and I discovered I am only wasting my time. So I had to okay, let's put it straight to the ground.
What is coming to mind is beyond the training, because earlier on he mentioned something about trust.
Absolutely.
My question is, how are you intending to build trust that, you know what, this close protection security has the capacity, the ability to deliver even to the extent that you cannot imagine? Because there are people we have seen have people, you know, protecting them, yet they still fell and died and nothing happened. But you have shown us that, oh, CPR, whatever, we are doing everything. So whatever the situation or emergency, we are there. But yet people do not trust you enough. Maybe because there's no uniform. Maybe, I do not know. But I'm just wondering, how do you intend to build trust with state governments, local governments, and even the federal government, or pushing a legislation that recognize us, we are here to support?
Okay, let me say from this angle or set the record straight. When Amotekun was formed, I happened to be part of those that actually, I purposely, you know, designed the program for them as well. We did everything we were meant to do. Again, when Lagos State Naval Safety Corps was actually asked to design a program, I did as well in helping to design the program. However, when it comes to the issue of trust, we just don't trust. We vet people we talk to. We vet people we want to put on board for training program first so that we can understand them mentally, psychologically, know exactly their points, where they're coming from and why they need all this. This is one of the key reasons why we want to make sure that people we're actually talking to, people we're actually training, and people we're actually delivering to can actually have the trust in us. Do not let us forget, for any issue to happen, there's always what we call the security customer service. And when it comes to security customer service, we now need to start looking into what we call, again, making places safe. For people to be safe, for places to be safe, there should be key in security customer service. So it's a compartment of so many ideas put together from different experts that, Femi, if you want to make this happen, you need this, you need this, you need this, you need that. This is what we are doing. And a lot of celebrities and VIPs are actually having the trust these days to like, okay, let us go for these services, let us ask for these services. But do not forget, it is not a cheap service. Because this has got to do with life and death. The question is, do we want to come out alive, or we want to get ourselves
interesting. Before we get to, I want you to expatiate on this security customer service, perhaps for people to understand, because there are a huge number of persons watching you now to understand the process you go through, or they have to go through, and also the vetting process for persons that you bring on board, so they can understand that you go through all the hassles to ensure that whoever is working with you is that person that they can trust.
You see, just like you mentioned before, customer service. We have the normal banking customer service, market customer service, but when it comes to security, it's a different ballgame. I have seen different issues happen in different banking halls, and I can see how security respond to so many of these issues. But the question is this, do we really have the understanding of security customer service?
No.
We don't. But these are the capacity we're building, and we're letting them understand how they need to go about it, how they need to understand who to talk to, how to talk to them, the body language, the eye contact, the voice tonation, what to say, what not to say, how to calm the customer down. So that at the end of the day, it's a win-win situation. You don't want a situation whereby the feedback will be so negative to whoever you're talking to, or maybe because of your attitude or the attitude of the company, they will now say they're not coming again to you. You want a situation where they can always say, thank you for a good service, for a good well job done. These are part of what we're building, and we have the capacity to do it. I'm not saying I'm a genius, but I've gone through all this, and I can tell Nigerians today, we have the capacity, we can make it happen. Trust us, trust the present government that yes, they're bringing new ideas on board to make it happen. I'm not a politician, but I would say no.
You're sounding like one.
You're sounding like one.
For a fact, I will tell you one thing. This present government did not created this problem. The previous one did not. It has been over time. Yeah. So it's a backlog of pile-up of things that's happened. Now let us start rebuilding things back.
You see, when you talked about the service not being cheap, it now occurred. Something occurred and said, maybe that's why these guys go to the police. Are they having cheaper service from the police, or what? Number two, you seem to have you have opened up a lot of areas concerning this close security that I never even thought of, you know, and that's an education for me. How does this information get to more people in the whole of Nigeria? Because it has to be a national thing, not just for people that have the opportunity to meet you in person or to meet your company. How do you make it national?
Well, the only way we can actually make it national is what we're doing right now, using the media platform to talk about it, and not just talking about it, having conferences, symposiums, and a whole lot of different summits that, okay, if we want to make this happen, the government, the state government, the local government, the chiefs, the obas must equally have a buy-in into it, as in, what do we need? How do we secure our communities? How do we secure our environment? How do we secure our businesses? You see, it's a different ranges of stuff. Even the yellow jars are not left out of this. The communication companies are not left out of this. The orientation agencies are not left out. Everybody must work together as one to make it happen. Let me give you a scenario. You're going to your market now with, let me say, 5,000 naira notes or 10,000 naira notes. How do you differentiate which one is fake and which one is real? We see a whole lot of argument and shouts about counterfeit currencies and everything in the country. We have the capacity. We have what it takes. That doesn't really cost anything. When I say security is not cheap, I'm not saying we are expensive, but we have an accommodation whereby we make it very robust that it can be affordable.
I was just going to come to the fact that, because I don't think that you're giving me the answer I want.
Give us a
how affordable is it?
How affordable
we're looking at the common Nigerians. Can they pay for, like, someone? Let me put myself as me even.
Okay, now let me profile you.
Can I pay? Can I pay?
Okay, now let me profile you. If you want to buy me to pay to give you a service, I will ask you, what do you need me for? That is the number one thing I want to know. I want to ask you certain questions. What sort of threats do you think you actually have? Where are you going? How many days do you need me? What are the numbers of people you need?
We need to quickly go on a break. When we return, we'll continue this conversation.
All right.
Please stay with us.
Every weekday on Business Nigeria, we uncover the secrets of the financial world.
We analyze the stock market, shares, bonds, and the thrilling world of cryptocurrency.
Facts matter. Our team dives deep to separate fact from popular opinion.
We simplify complex government policies as it impacts your everyday life, helping you navigate the ever-changing financial landscape.
Watch Business Nigeria every weekday at 2 p.m. only on TVC News. First with breaking news.
Every major news story is with many perspectives and layered with different levels of impact.
Hello. What time did this happen? We will be right there.
At TVC News, we follow the big and major news, gathering the facts, witnessing the outcome.
I am here live at the aftermath of the approval of the new national minimum wage.
We are TV Station of the Year, not just for breaking news, but for being first, fair and accurate. TVC News, first with breaking news.
Thank you for staying with us. We're still talking close protection security, and we still have in the studio Femi Aratokun-Ale, CEO Target Search Global, still talking to us about how he does what he don't do best.
Yeah.
What you do best.
Exactly. And I love where we're going to right now in the conversation.
Talking
because
about
I'm speaking for, you know, Nigerians that want security.
Affordability, how like affordable?
They feel like, can they afford it? And I'm putting myself on the chair and I'm saying that if somebody like me, I wanted security,
and I'm trying
what
to,
would be the cost?
I'm trying to profile you that
yes,
you can afford
that was the last thing.
Just like I said before, I want to know where you're going, what you're doing. Have you got any threats that is of concern to you? That is why you need our services. We want to know. Then what is the number of people you need? Do you need the men services or the women services or the mixed services again? It's another thing.
Interesting.
So the women are more expensive than the men? Or the men are more expensive than the women?
It's not that they are the same brand. You know, we have the same price range for a lot of things, but the question is this: how many days do you need us? Where do you need us? What kind of place do you want? Where are you really going? Are you going for a summit or Owambe party or what? So that this will determine what we wear, the number of people, the kind of car we're going to put there for you.
Okay.
You want a very good service. You want something posh. All this you can see now. By the time you start doing your check Figures is beginning to come in now.
We want figures.
Okay, now, what I don't want from you is now to undercut or make my welfare very uncomfortable for my team that will work for you. So we're talking ranging from probably from 200,000, 300,000, 400 millions and all the rest. However, when it comes to vulnerability, we have what we call the CSR.
Okay.
We can always, like, you know what? We know you need this, and whatever the case it's going to take, we're going to do it for you.
For free?
We can do for free, of course.
Okay.
TSG we work sometimes for free. Let me give it straight to you. We do security training for free for Nigerian police and civil defense. End of story. What else do you want to say? You can see now how expensive I can go to make it happen for my country. I can lay my hands down for my country, do anything for my country, but when it comes to you, I will charge you. But I'll make the charges very robust.
Interesting. Let's talk about balancing technological investment and physical manpower in protection strategy now.
Yes, I think the government needs to support and help a lot of Nigerians that want to, you know, go into this kind of services and business. Many of them want to even come for my program, but they don't have the money. Sometimes I do more of unreasonable discounts to make people just come.
Unreasonable?
Unreasonable discounts, yes.
What makes it unreasonable?
Interestingly, let me give you a typical example. My company in the whole wide world happens to be the cheapest by the time you put it to currency exchange rate. Yes. Some people do millions, 1.3 million, 1.5 million. But in my company, the present program I'm doing now is only costing 600,000. Some people cannot even afford it. I'm even doing it for 300,000, which is not even covering my own ticket coming to Nigeria. Not even covering my materials I'm using, which are perishable materials for this program.
Perishable?
Perishable materials, yes. It's not even worth what we call the Making Places Safe training program that we put a whole lot of different scenarios together and it's going to be perishable today. I'm not regretting doing it, but at least right now, you're giving me the platform to talk about it. It is not easy to earn this badge. You have to work for it. You might probably come to my program and you still don't make it, you will not get it. And once you won't get it, once you get it, if you're going out, of course you want some set of people push around you, so you call it like, who are those guys over there? Who are they? My team, I've seen some of my team, you know, work alongside with vice presidents and some other areas, some senators, commissioners and stuff like that. I have them. I'm proud of them. When I see them, they're like, oh wow, that's me. But I stay behind. I don't want to talk about it. Is that
here you are on the
and here you are talking about
it. So they know you now.
And well, Femi.
I happen to be one of those people that believe that security should not be seen, and then this closed security shouldn't be the business of the police. It should be the business of the private sector. I really, really believe
absolutely
that it's how it should be. But you see, one of the things that is bedeviling private security organizations is licensing. You're licensing for firearms, licensing for this, licensing for that, and then infrastructure too. Talking about government helping out, I just read some days back, 900,000 kilometers of fiber optic cable will soon be laid in Nigeria. So for the ICT, it's going to be faster and all that.
Yeah.
How are you leveraging on this to improve service, you know, for your customers?
Well, basically, when it comes to this kind of high-profile project like this, we need security team that can actually protect all these infrastructures, because if all these infrastructures are actually stolen or damaged, at the end of the day, the project will not work. So the question is, the government, the civil defense, the Nigerian police must give us the room, the chance to give them the better ideas, and this is how we want to do it, so that we can equally train locals to be part of this architecture we're talking about. If not so, it's not going to work. At the same time, the NSA, the Interior Minister, must equally put their hands together on deck with us.
Are you engaging them?
Yes, we are now looking for ways to engage them. It's not easy for me to come to Lagos and at the same time I'm traveling to Abuja. I'm doing this and I'm looking for ways to make appointments. It's going to be, it's a bottleneck. But they can make it much more very easy for someone like us. So like, okay, if you want to come to us, if you have anything interesting you want to discuss with us, this is the channel. But politically, it's always difficult. I don't know why, and I'm still trying to figure out a way to make it happen. I've been discussing with those in Lagos and they've been responding, I'll be honest with you here. But when it comes to traveling to Abuja, the cost of traveling to Abuja is high. The cost of coming back from Abuja is high. Accommodation is not friendly. And now you want me to charge you very cheap.
It's the way you attack me with it. But we've spoken of...
Look at her now, she's talking to you.
No, I know. I'm just saying to you, by the time I calculate all this, and you say, Femi...
It's part of your CSR to your people.
To my people, not to her.
Mr. Femi, let me tell you something. So, on this table, I just try to speak for Nigerians that are struggling. That is it. And I'm saying, like, can these people afford? So that's where I was going
Okay, let me say this straight. Nigerians that are struggling, I can assure you, TSG can equally support, can help.
That's just all I wanted.
Do you have a CSR where people who cannot afford get trainings, basic trainings on security?
Oh, that's very interesting. I think people on my platform, let me be honest with you, some of the training given to us in UK that are free, guess what I do? I send out the link, guys, get it on, do it, it's free, it's for your own CV and portfolio. I do that a lot.
How about those that are not on your platform?
Yes, now at least now everybody,
they have to
this is Femi.
So how do we get on your platform?
Okay, to get on my platform, once you go to www.tsgnigeria.com, you see me there. It's just TSG Nigeria. Once you just type in TSG Nigeria, I'm there.
Okay.
I pick up my WhatsApp, I'm just like, look, I'm the cheapest person to see.
Okay.
The easiest person and the cheapest to see, yes.
I will say you said that, but let's leave the conversation here. Thank you so much.
I know myself, and I know what I can do for Nigerians.
I didn't say you don't know yourself, but I know what I'm saying. You understand what I'm saying. But
I do understand. Like I said, it's been a long time I've been here. Now I'm here. I have my team.
You're welcome.
We have a working office. Everything is there.
Great.
So there is nothing we cannot do to support Nigeria.
All right. Femi Aratokun-Ale, CEO, Target Search Global. Thank you so much for your time on the program.
Thank you for having me, guys. Thank you. I appreciate it.